Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Terran, and for today's video we're headed to the world of an RTS, a real-time strategy I can't wait to get my hands on. A game currently being developed by Frost Giant Studio, which is made up of people that worked on StarCraft 2 and Warcraft 3. True RTS experts. And the game, of course, I am talking about is Stormgate. Now, Stormgate is supposed to deliver next level visuals, next level combat, and be available for esports, which means it will give a level of balance that will be competitive. And we're supposed to be able to get our hands on at least an early access possible beta for Stormgate 2023. Now, someone in my community, thank you so much for sending this to me. Frost Giant Studios put out a technology and art reveal video, and this is 6 minutes long and it's in 4K, and we're gonna watch it together. And just so you know, I have not checked this out. I don't know if it's boring, I don't know if it's amazing. We're gonna see and start now.
It's been about 6 months since we announced Stormgate, and we want to provide an update on our development. We're actually building our own game engine, and no, that doesn't mean that we're not using Unreal Engine 5. Unreal Engine 5 is powering all of the graphics and sound and input, provides the pathways for all of the art that we put into the game. But the gameplay itself is driven by a piece of technology that we're developing called Snowplay. Snowplay is a custom-developed engine for real-time strategy. It is a set of logic that is being built exclusively by our team here at Frost Giant, designed to handle the high unit counts and the low latency networking that are necessary to facilitate a really great real-time strategy game.
Interesting.
We're going to hear today from James Anhalt, our chief architect, who is leading the development of Snowplay. And you're also going to hear from our art director, Jesse Brophy, who is leading the design for each of the factions or races that are going to be featured in our game.
Snowplay is the deterministic game engine that we built to provide us with fast, smooth, responsive RTS gameplay. Snowplay is all about making Stormgate more fun. The fun in the game comes from how responsive the game is and how it just feels to play it. Unreal Engine 5 provides...
You can always tell when someone is reading. Just putting it out there, this person is reading.
Client-server networking model, but we require a networking model that supports a large number of units. And Snowplay gives us this deterministic engine where we can just simulate the game based on the player inputs. Snowplay allows us to simulate Stormgate at 60 Hz for smooth, responsive gameplay feel. It'll be the most responsive RTS game I've ever worked on, and I've worked on a few great ones. Rollback allows us to reduce the lag a player feels playing the game over the internet. Rollback works by allowing us to simulate the game even in the absence of player input. And if we receive input later, we can roll back to that time that the input happened and then simulate forward really quickly to catch back up. Snowplay allows us to mass spectate games where the viewer can rewind, have instant replays, and then fast forward back to where they were originally. Because Snowplay is...
That is pretty cool. You can rewind and then basically hit live and you will catch all the way up. Now, is that going to be in real time? Like, let's say you're in a battle and all your troops are getting built and you're like, man, how did he beat me so bad in that fight? And you can go look, rewatch it. Oh, he was using Templars and he used the Storm, and that's how, okay, I got to go against that. It's really interesting. Or maybe they're just using it for single player. I don't know if it's multiplayer. Now, that being said, he said he's going to be able to play it at 60 Hertz. That doesn't sound super fast for me. Okay, go on.
Deterministic. We can mass spectate a live game by broadcasting just the player's actions to the viewers and re-simulate the game on their computers. Snowplay enables designers to iterate quickly by compiling all the game logic into WebAssembly so that they can iterate while never leaving the game. This also unlocks the potential for modders to be able to iterate quickly and reach the same level of polish.
The art team's been focused on a lot of things in the last 5 months. We wanted to get a unified visual vision for both the Resistance and the Infernal Host. We're also doing a lot of work on our core technology inside of Unreal, as well as a great deal of environment work for our terrain and our cliff systems. We're calling the human faction the Resistance, and they're humanity's last line of defense against the infernal invaders. They're a scrappy group. They've preserved knowledge about advanced robotics and scientific know-how, and this gives us a lot of options for mech designs, as well as creative exploration of future technologies. Recently, the concept team took about 6 weeks to focus on the visual development of the Resistance. We didn't have design briefs, and none of these are specifically going to go into game. It's just us exploring visually what the faction's going to look like. This first image is by Leah, one of our concept artists, and it's just her exploring stuff that she kind of wanted to look into visually. She got inspiration
Space
from
Marine
and F-14 Tomcats, and this is the result of that. This next image is one created by Timmy, one of our concept artists as well.
Wraith.
And it's his take on what a Resistance flying unit could look like. This final unit is called the Gigamech, created by John Ryder. We don't know if this mech will ever make it into the game, but artistically we wanted to explore what it could look like if there was an end game unit, something that was so massive when it came onto the battlefield that one side was going to have to win over the other. The Infernal Host is a violent, warmongering society of alien creatures. They travel through Stormgates, from planet to planet, conquering any life forms that they come across. Anything strong enough to fight back is assimilated into their ranks. Their main purpose is for resources, primarily what we would call life force or anima. Earth has a great deal of anima, which makes it a high-value target to the Infernals. To them, energy equals power. The human faction uses advanced robotics. The Infernals use magic. Just like the Resistance visual development that we did, we also did the same thing for the Infernals. We took 6 weeks to really focus on what the designs are going to be so that we had a unified language for the team. This image is what we're calling the Mist Reaper. We loved it the second Leah drew it. It, again, was all part of our exploration to go, how do we want to design?
So we already saw Terran, and now it looks like we're going to see Diablo. Perfect.
The Infernals. This image is by TJ, again, one of our concept artists, and he really wanted to explore the structures of the Infernals and what the shape language was and what type of materials we could use to explore them. This final image by Tom, one of our concept artists, is what we're calling the Worker right now. We wanted to keep the Infernals very dark and gritty, but there's some areas where we want to have some charm and levity, and we thought this would be a great place to do it. Again,
Like
we don't know if any of these units
Zergling.
will make it into the game. We were just exploring visually as a team.
So that's what we've been working on. I know everybody's eager for some gameplay footage, and we will share some gameplay footage next year before closed testing starts. But in the meantime, I want to wish you a happy holiday on behalf of everyone here on the Frost Giant development team.
Now, I will say, Game Awards are obviously a couple of days, Thursday. And by the way, we will be streaming it live on my Twitch, and we're going to be playing Pass or Play. So if you want to see that, come by my Twitch during the Game Awards. And I was hoping, because last time we saw some Stormgate stuff was during the Game Awards. So I was hoping that maybe they would, elevate and give us more gameplay and stuff of that nature. But it looks like, no, this is almost like a preemptive video saying, hey, this is all you're going to hear about from this year, and you'll get some gameplay in 2023. But everything I heard seems fine. Nothing that was like crazy. Very, very early, as you can tell. They're not even showing you like 3D renders. All they're at right now is 2D art, and it's just concept art. So that's fine. I'm glad we were able to watch it together. This is definitely going to be an RTS that I want to play, that I want to stream, that I want to play as a community. Now, what I'm going to do, just in case you didn't see it, I'm going to play for you in 4K the current cinematic for Stormgate, okay? But 2 asks before we do that. Ask number 1, I'm hoping today is the day I have earned your subscription. Hoping today is the day you make the decision to push that little red button. I would really appreciate it. It really does help the channel as we come to the end of 2022, but only if you think I deserve it. Ask number 2, check out my Patreon. Thank you to the first 52 members that have signed up. Become an instant ARPG VIP and get Patreon exclusive content at the first link in the description. Weekly podcast, weekly blog post, access to the VIP lounge so you could talk with me every single day, chance to win custom merch, special title, lots of goodies depending on where you sign up at. Again, that Patreon first link in the description. Enjoy the cinematic for Stormgate.
Signal's breaking up. Command, I'll do one last scan. See you soon. Over. Okay, hurry. Now we're talking. Command, I may be onto something. I have it, Command. Repeat, I have it. Mission accomplished.
Hang tight, Doc. I've got this.
Glad you could make it.
We gotta move. Now. There's a storm coming.